All right, looking at section 4, completing the square. Um, just so you know, you will only have to probably solve one equation with this method on your quiz, but you can also choose to do it more than once. So if this is not your favored method, I mean, it's not going to come up a lot unless you choose to, because I'm planning on giving you a section where I'll tell you which method I want you to use, but then I'm also going to give you like a mixed section, kind of like our last assignment, where you can decide. And if you want to complete the square for some, I mean, you definitely could, or if you want to choose a different method, you can also go that route. So just kind of a heads up, and that works for even some of these other methods if you don't like them. So this first one, completing the square, just kind of like in section 1 where we had that get it in vertex form. We're going to group up our X parts. Should leave a little bit more space. Usually I would try and leave a little bit of space because when we complete the square, not much better. That -10 will just hang out on the outside, or you're welcome if you want to move it to the other side. But we're going to complete our square. So do your b over 2 squared, or that would really be 16. Let's see if we can squeeze that in. So plus 16, do the opposite on the outside. So then we just need to clean this up. So this would be x minus 4 squared, -10 minus 16 would be -26. Move over your constant, because you want to get what's up to the second power, like this binomial squared by itself, because once you have that by itself, you can square root both sides. So you would get x minus 4 equals, give me one sec, what is the square root of 26 about? We'll call that 5.10 or just 5.1. So plus or minus 5.1 makes sense. 25 is 5, so it's got to be pretty close. And then if this doesn't make sense, you can look at the section 3, that last example. You could either set up two equations, or really what we're going to do is we're going to add 4. We're going to do it to positive 5.1. So positive 5.1 plus 4 would give us positive 9.1. And then if you do negative 5.1 plus 4, you would get negative 1.1. So let me just write that down here, just so I have more space for the next file. And I realize that my handwriting is worse than normal in these videos. I will be uploading a paper key worked out, just so maybe you have a better chance of reading these if you're watching a video like, is that what I think that said? Maybe check my paper key or shoot me an email. Let's look at one more of these. This one's a little bit more to it because we have a coefficient that's not 1. So we have to like factor that out when we group up our x parts. So we'd have -4, and we're going to take that out of our x squared and our x part. So that would be positive x squared, which is our goal. And then that would 48 divided by 4 would be 12x. And that -20, I'll just kind of keep on the outside. Now it's going to be like normal. So when we complete our square, we would use our new b after we pulled out that GCF. So that would be 6 squared or 36. See if I can squeeze that in. Just be careful if you pulled out a GCF, that plus 36 isn't a positive 36. We have to do 36 times -4, because if we distribute that -4 in, so that would be, what would that be? -72 times 2, -144. So we're going to do the opposite. So we're actually going to add it on the outside. So if we kind of clean this up a little bit, we'd still have that -4. We'd have x plus 6 squared. -20 plus 144, that would be 122. And now we need to clean this up. We got to get the part up to the second power by itself. So subtract the constant over. Divide this -4, because you can't distribute or do anything weird. You have to divide to get rid of that. It's 122 divided by 4, that would be 30.5, or yeah, positive 30.5. Square root both sides. What's the square root of 30.5? About 5.52, it appears. So you get x plus 6 equals plus or minus 5.52, we'll call it. And then you're going to subtract 6 from both the positive and negative of this side. So if you do that, see if I can squeeze this in. Positive 5.52 minus 6 would be negative 1.52. Wait, that's not right. Sorry, 5.52 minus 6 would be negative 0.48. And then negative 5.52 minus 6 would be negative 11.52. And that's completing the square.